Welcome, everyone. I'm Dr. Stephen Greer. I'm the founder of the Disclosure Project. I'm an emergency doctor, retired now, emergency medicine and trauma. I have been working in this area for about 33 years.
You say it's a 90-year cover-up?
Just about, yeah.
90 years?
1933 was the first recovery in Europe, in Magenta, Italy. They recovered a partially intact vehicle.
About 33 years.
1933 was the first recovery in Europe.
33 years.
It was something that stuck out so well. It's always going to be basically imprisoned in my mind for the rest of my life, and it has been for
about 33 years.
Good evening. Good evening, folks, and welcome to
Alien Addict. Please tell us in the chat if you can hear us, because this has been a technical fucking nightmare.
We're running it on the iPad because we didn't kind of think about the two headphone thing with the computer, so we don't have headphones. Can everybody hear us in the chat? I'll bring the chat up on screen.
See,
such a cute guy.
That doesn't say guy, Ollie.
Oh,
Doesn't say guy. It says couple as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Right. Great. Everyone can hear us.
Everybody can hear us.
Yes.
Sorry about the audio. We're running it on an iPad. It is what it is. We're at a different angle. The angle that you dangle. Lee's being fed wine by my mum and dad.
I've been
who are watching the show, so keep it clean, people.
I'm on like 2 hours sleep at the minute. That's not great. Well, anyway, without further ado,
the man himself, he will be meeting in T-minus how long, Dave?
I don't know.
We meet you at 7 o'clock your time, I think, tomorrow, isn't it?
Okay.
Something like that. Know. Yeah, we'll fix it.
You should know this. You're picking us up from the airport.
You picked us.
Am I?
Somebody is.
Somebody is. That's going to happen. Yes, somebody is.
My friend Susie came over to Liverpool with us. She was on her way down to Wales. And she left the pub when I was waiting for Ollie. And she gave me a big hug. And she said, I will miss you if you never come back.
Uh-huh.
That's only because of his drumming skills.
Yeah.
Just going to miss the drums.
Yeah, how many drummers in the Isle of Man can there be? That's got to be tough to get a new one.
There's loads. It's like a ridiculous number of drummers. Ridiculous. No, I'm not even in the top 10. Like, loads of them.
Oh, so no one will miss you. Good, good. I picked well.
How have you been?
Good, man. A little crazy today. Good. I got the Connect SLS Ghost camera up and running, so that's cool.
Did you catch anything in your house?
Nah. Just the usual. I don't let their bodies go. I don't let their souls go either.
Oh no! Oh, I'm gonna die.
Everybody's gonna die. Eventually.
At some point, just hope that early.
It's been a pretty wild day. I didn't expect to drink quite as much as I have to this point, if I'm perfectly honest.
Just say thank you, Rachel and Ian.
Thank you, Rachel and Ian, for plying me with wine. Your hospitality was fantastic. Yeah, it's the adventure's begun, man.
Mm-hmm. You guys recording everything?
Realistically, we're going to start in earnest tomorrow when we're at the airport. There's been nothing to record. There's been nothing to record. So
gotta have that B-roll footage, man.
I did a bit of motorway B-roll. Did a bit of motorway B-roll. Did a little bit of leaving the Isle of Man on the boat B-roll. Did a little bit of I was in the arcade B-roll.
Yeah.
No, it's been going grand.
So Stu's hopefully joining us, but he's been busy with his actual real job of editing stuff for his actual living today. So he's hoping he can pop on. But yeah, so the reason I kind of wanted to speak about this whole guy Grusch coming out as the big disclosure guy that actually has nothing to put on the table in terms of evidence, and Greer that came out a few days after, because I just find it really odd. I don't know about you, Dave, the timing of this, that Grusch comes out right before Stephen Greer gets all his guys up doing disclosure.
I don't believe in coincidence.
No, I don't think so. There's something there. Like there is something going on, and anyone check out all the stuff that's been on Twitter about the like shaman resonance as well, going weird.
Yeah, whatever that is, it just kind of started flooding everything, and I couldn't figure out why.
No, I was just saying I don't understand. It was like all over my Twitter feed, and when I looked at pictures of it, it looked pretty weird to what it usually looks like. But
what is shaman resonance?
It's the resonance of the planet. Is that right, Dave? What the prop resonates at? And there's there's a website you can go to which shows you what the shaman resonance is of the planet. 44 hertz. Is that what
something like that? Everything resonates at its own frequency. Like it kind of everything hums.
Yeah, like when you hear monks on that's essentially.
I can actually feel it.
Yeah, that's essentially what the thing.
The hum.
Yeah,
it's weird.
With Lee there, I bet you're feeling something.
But it's really weird. Like it's proper pattern. It's strange. It just feels weird that all this stuff has gone on, and now this.
In the space of 2 weeks, we had one guy come out to essentially, let's face it, all of America, because us in the UK, unless you're into UFOs, really didn't hear about Grusch.
It was on Sky.
We are starting to get it was on Sky.
Yeah. See, I don't watch telly, so
I don't think it's been on the BBC.
I don't know, but I know it's been on Sky. I know it's been on GB News. I know it's been in the Daily Mail. I know it's been in the Sun. I know it's been in the Daily Mirror. Oh, and the Guardian. Guardian did something about it as well.
So out of them, there's probably like a couple of credible-ish newspapers.
Well, I mean, they're all the same.
Credible these days?
They're all the same in my books. All fucking liars, but like they've all done it.
But this guy comes out, and Stephen Greer then says, "Well, yeah, I spoke to Grusch." Grusch then made a statement and said, "Listen, I have nothing to do with Stephen Greer." But I actually believe that Stephen Greer did speak to him.
Probably. I think what's more important in the UFO field, if you're having a press conference, is being someone he hasn't spoken to yet. Man's getting around. Got to give him that.
I listened to Greer's conference again today on the way.
Why would you do that to yourself?
I'm definitely with you, because the first time, do you remember the first time I said to you, listen to this guy, I think he's credible. Now that I've listened to all of it,
none of it seems credible.
None of it seems credible.
If anything, I find them less credible than Grusch, and it wasn't like I was particularly grushing over Grusch.
Yeah. the guy with the WEF pen, and then the guy you sent out that you liked. And when I listened to his story, I was like, none of this makes sense. None of this lines up.
The WEF thing was really weird. I know I said it on the last show, but like you're dealing with a bunch of conspiracy theorists. So why play to it? Why? Because that's clearly you want that picked up. You know, they want people like me going, "Oh, WEF."
I think they want people like my mum and dad.
No, but then why would they? Why would they include something that's so steeped in conspiracy?
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
But it's
There must be some like you know, like it seems very tactical that Grusch comes out right before Greer's big disclosure part 2, which I went back and listened to part 1 back from 2001, which, by the way, when I first listened to that, people, I was absolutely blown away by it. That's not aged well at all. Now, when you get into a little bit more wiser when it comes to UFOs and all that jazz, conspiracies, you go back and you listen to Greer's people that were speaking. It all sounds like hearsay. You know, people are saying that Grusch, it's just, I can't say that word. How do you say it? Hearsay. That's what it sounds for. It's all. That's all it is. Nobody's got any pictures. Nobody's got nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely nothing. But yet everybody is willing to attack all these different UFO channels when they're saying they've brought nothing to the table, because it's nothing but words.
Do you know what Sorry, Dave, go.
No, I was gonna say, you know, I don't know. I don't like Greer. I feel like Greer's biggest thing is he sells more of an experience, right? Like to go out with him costs, $5,000 to $15,000. And people see things, whatever, it's a clear night. Maybe it's misinterpreted or misconstrued. Maybe it's not. Maybe he figured out a little piece of the puzzle and he's using it to capitalize on it. Like in his different books and works, he always talks about psychopaths and sociopaths holding back the species, and like the aliens or whatever won't come and talk to us because we have those types of people here. When really you look at his predatory behavior and he fits that model.
I mean, well, that whole press conference he did, the fact that he stood there and talked for just under an hour, and then every single person that came up after him said, "I haven't got long to speak, so I'll be brief." I go, well, if Greer had just introduced the event, you just could have all had an extra 10 minutes.
He did that in the first one.
What?
In the first one, he made a few comments and then sat down and let people speak.
Yeah. I don't know. The other thing I find interesting with the Grusch stuff is, especially with all the media attention it's getting, is the almost systematic approach to shooting down any talk of bodies. I find that really, really weird, because they'll talk about exotic craft, they'll talk about non-human craft as well. But the minute someone starts talking about recovered bodies, it's like, oh well, we won't go that far. We can't talk about things like that, because that's a step too far. I find it weird that they're not willing to talk about that sort of thing as well.
Because they've probably got no bodies.
No, but why? But the journalists wouldn't really know that. Do you know what I mean? So if you're talking about non-human craft being recovered, then unless they are just drones, chances are there's going to be something fucking flying.
That's what Grusch said. Grusch said. He said naturally, if some sort of craft crashes,
you would have pilots.
And he actually said, or lands, you'd have dead pilots, and I thought, well, you said land.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's always, it's not like, yeah, this has happened. There's always like a barrier between what he's saying and clarity.
When I look at him, like I look at, like, say, Greer, and he's a Hillary and Podesta friend, proponent, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I immediately, his entire point of view has to be the opposite. Like whatever he's saying I just take the opposite of it most of the time.
Yeah.
Like he says, they're friendly and they're here to help. They're not friendly. They're not here to help. They're from Alpha, whatever. They're not. They're not clearly from anywhere else in the stars. It's clearly something else. And then when you look at like this Grusch guy who's come out, and him being a government type guy, and him seemingly kind of like it's a government ploy of some kind. If you can take that, there will be an anchor of truth of some kind. Everything else will either be outright lie or a very like manipulation of truth. That's how you tell a good lie. Is you have one ringing piece of truth that people are like, it immediately connects with, like, hey, we have recovered blah, blah, blah. People are like, whoa, I've heard that before. It sounds like you're telling me the truth. Now we're going to start spinning things. Right. And then the further away we get from that nugget, the, further away we get from the truth. And that's just a way to control the narrative and spin it out in a way that makes less people question it. It makes less people's bullshit detectors go off.
So, right, like, gun to head then, why?
It's a great question.
But let's just say, like, if you had to give an opinion on it, even an educated opinion, what would be your first guess?
My first guess is this is their great big distraction hamster wheel that they want all the conspiracy people focused on instead of on something else. Because the last thing they need is a bunch of people digging out information again or digging through some kind of release document or a whistleblower. Like if you look what's going on, what was it, the whistleblower who bring out the Biden corruption and the Ukraine payments and all these things to his family that had filtered through for like $10 million. That dude's dead, by the way. Yeah. And there's so many things like that are currently going on. It doesn't matter what side, and at least in America, what side of the political fence you're on. You have Trump getting charged in two different places. In our system, you have a judge that's involved with one case, making a ruling and telling him to shut up about another case, which is not law. You cannot do that. You cannot go outside of your jurisdiction, let alone jump bounds like that from a federal to a state case. You can't do that. And nobody cares. You have footage of Maricopa County in Arizona of their election workers cracking open election machines and messing around with the insides while the room was supposedly secured. You have all these things coming forward. It's like overwhelming. Like if you, for whatever reason, say you have to release information, the best time to do it is when something extraordinary is going on because nobody pays attention. Like we look back at 9/11, all we remember is 9/11. We don't remember that there was a massive internal investigation that was going before Congress and people were talking about it in the public. Trillions of dollars were missing from the Department of Defense's budget. Trillions of dollars. You never heard a word about it afterwards.
So if that's the case, what you're saying there is it's a huge distraction that Grusch is covering up something or distracting people from.
He's not doing anything. He's doing what he's told.
Yeah, he's doing exactly what he's told, and it has nothing to do with UFOs or aliens.
Well, see, that's the thing. Is like obviously, like I think the fact that we're even talking about it, we're playing to that tune. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's exactly, this is it. This is the game. It's kind of like when Lou Elizondo was running around. I was saying, we need to stop talking. Just forget about the guy. What he wants is people to talk about him. That's what he's there for. That's his job, is to get people talking.
Yeah.
So what are we missing? That's the better question.
I can't put my finger on it because, like,
Can you put your finger in it?
We'll see. We'll see in the US.
Can I not see?
No, normally with these things, I can normally kind of guess and make an assumption of what's going to happen. But when I'll make it very clear here. I don't think nothing's going to come from Greer. I think that it will be exactly the same as what it was back in 2001. That will be it. We'll probably have the same discussion in 10 years' time, looking back at Greer's.
But he's briefed every president since Roosevelt, hasn't he?
Bollocks. I think Cambion got the nail on the head when he said he's briefed them he literally sent them a fucking letter.
Yeah.
But with Grusch, I think there is definitely something to that guy. That like you said, Dave, I think he's doing a job. He's doing it well. But there's got to be a second interview with him. There's got to be something. There's got to be something after this with Grusch. What do you think is going to come after?
I think Moody makes a good point. You know, he says entity, exotic life, high intelligence. The whistleblowers seem to be using words like that rather than alien. And you have noticed there's their distinct language that they use. And I think if we pay attention to that language, we can see, we don't know who organized the team. We don't know who the managers of the team are. We don't even know who the damn towel boys are. We don't even know what the full rosters are. But I think if we pay attention to the language, we can figure out at least how many teams there are and who belongs to what. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but who does belong to what?
That's a great question. That's a great question. Like, we don't even know the game. We barely know the players. And right now it's kind of like, imagine if you went and watched like European football for the first time. You just see a bunch of people running around with different colors on, right? Mm-hmm. It takes you a minute to figure out that there's teams, there's players, there's different positions, there's a coach, there's rules. If you just show up and see it, you don't know what's going on. It's just chaos. And that's kind of what we got. And it seems to be organized chaos, which is like any kind of sports, right? But the thing is, we don't even know how many teams are playing this game. But we can tell that there are certain people who use certain language certain ways. One of them that we know is they steer away from aliens, right? And they steer more towards dimensional. You hear those people talk about quantum physics, higher levels of dimensions and reality, things that have been here. You hear them called entities, intelligence, energy, vibrations. Then you have the Greer side where it's all nuts and bolts. They're here to help. Like, there's this particular like 1980s sci-fi movie storyline there. And they're all on that side of the camp. And then you got another side of the camp that's kind of occultish, and they don't really talk, but they're there, right? They're just not out on the field. And it makes me wonder if they're the ones we should pay attention to and not the two that are the loudest in the room.
Yeah. Well, I think it's interesting what you said there, but we don't know how many teams there are. And that's that's probably my biggest issue, because we constantly just keep this break this stuff down to, like, there's us, the conspiracy theorists, there's like the normies that don't really care about anything, and then there's the they, and we always think about the they as being this one like overarching powerful organization that's in control of everything that we use. But it makes no sense, that, because if they were in control of everything, then they wouldn't need to pull stunts like this. They just do. Yeah, like Browse Mode pointed out, Grusch said interdimensional and started referring to different types of physics. Like, there is that, like, and it's, I don't know, it's like, we could get into it and like, what are the nuances between teams? What's the varsity team versus the JV team versus, you know what I mean? But I think we just need to paint with a broad brush, figure out who's who. And the thing is, like, yeah, they're different teams, but kind of like, Coke and Pepsi, right? You go far enough up the food chain, Coke and Pepsi, who are the shareholders?
BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street. That's who owns them, right? They own both sides.
They own everything, don't they?
It's actually, they do own everything. If it's publicly traded, they own it. Yeah,
But then
anything
you gotta
worth
look at
owning.
Who are the major investors in those people?
Yeah.
In those entities, you know.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's an interesting thing to think. Like, yeah, there are different teams, sure, but they could all be the puppets of the same people. Like, and that again, like I think it was last show, Ollie said at the end, we're all conspiracy theorists. That's the truth. It doesn't matter what you believe, you're a conspiracy theorist. If it goes outside of and beyond the norm, you're a conspiracy theorist. Joe Rogan's having a battle with a doctor right now who's refusing to debate because he's an elite doctor and scientist and whatever, virologist, and he's from authority. That's all bullshit. He's afraid to defend the argument because the argument is indefensible. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to Joe Rogan's Twitter and you'll see all about it.
Yeah. Rogan's been dropping fucking bombs all over the place.
Elon's right behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're tearing into it. And it needs to happen because these people, they love to rule on authority. It's the argument of every dictator is authority, right? That's it. That's what they're about. And we're under this dictatorship of academia. And I mean, it sounds bad because education isn't bad. Knowledge isn't bad. Being a learned person is not bad. It's a good thing. You should educate yourself. Being a person who hides behind academia to avoid the real world and maintain some semblance of power because you're too fucking weak to go get it yourself. That's a problem. And we've bred those people, too many of those people who have no real worth. What are you? I have a doctorate in gender studies and a doctorate in gender fluidity.
Yeah, you've got a doctorate in fuck all.
You got a doctorate in fuck all.
I've got a funny story from today, actually.
Yeah?
You'll enjoy this, Dave.
Does it involve a transvestite?
It's not one that my dad told you.
No, it's not. You would have been particularly proud of me. I rocked up to the ferry today to get the boat over to come to England, and there was the queue to go to security to get onto the boat was empty. There was no one on it. Right? And it's one of those ones, the wiggly, snaky things that goes there. So I joined this queue thinking, right, well, why is nobody gone through security yet? So I thought, well, we'll see what's going on. Maybe I'm wrong. I realized really quickly that somebody had simply put the arrow in the wrong direction, and everybody was queuing up to the coffee booth. They all wanted to get on the boat, but everyone queued up where the arrow was. So obviously, I broke rank and wandered off. And the woman at security, I said to the woman at the end of the security thing, I said, am I right here? Am I in the right place? She said, yeah, have you got your ticket? She said, is there anyone else queuing up out there? I said, yeah, about a boat's worth. And literally every foot passenger queued in the wrong place.
For a Costa.
It was an advertisement for who had not had the thing of which we shall not name.
People are sheep, man. People are sheep.
It was crazy. Yeah, but yeah, I broke mass formation psychosis, and I was pretty proud of myself.
You can. What is it? They used to do this all the time, but you can go to a public space and just stare up at like a mall or a city where there's a lot of people to stare at and point. Maybe you and Ollie could do it, and you'll see people stop, maybe ask you what you're looking at, maybe not, maybe just start looking, and more people will come. And once you get 4 or 5 people, just walk away. Yeah. And you'll come back and people are still doing it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
We're from the same place. Yes, they were all queuing up to get into the coffee shop. It was fucking crazy.
Brownsmo live in your island?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to meet with Brownsmo.
We've never met.
We go for a beer. We could all meet up in Liverpool. Dave, you get a flight to Liverpool.
Can we go to America first?
Yeah, let's see how this goes.
Not if we're coming back, yeah.
Well, I wouldn't make it.
I'll tell you something. My mum gave me the biggest hug tonight.
It's good.
It was eerie.
It's good. It's good. It's good that she gets in the last hug.
Like he wanted to hug me, and I'm like, he never hugs me. I'm like,
no, he should. He should have. Yeah. I mean, that's the last chance he's going to get. Yeah. The kill room, I mean, guest room is totally bleached.
I mean, clean.
Oh, it's clean. All right. Yeah. Smells like ether down there. You'll see.
Do you know what? At some point, when people watch the Netflix documentary about the last hours of Mine Ollie's life, they're going to go back on all these live streams and go, why did they go?
It's the most popular.
He was telling them the whole time. No, the kicker is I picked my yeah, I picked these winners right. Nobody's looking for the 10th best drummer on the Isle of Man filled with drummers or one UFO podcaster in a world of UFO podcasters. I know what I'm doing. You don't operate this long and make mistakes like that.
It's got a point. It does have a point.
Do you think the whole Grusch thing is just going to ride itself out this year and it's just going to disappear?
Probably.
I think it'll be something else.
I don't know it'll be him, but there'll be something else.
And I think it'll intensify as well. It'll intensify into the election.
Yes, they're building towards something.
Yeah.
Like if they get nervous during the election, the thing would be to bring out evidence of some kind.
Well, if we reverse slightly there, the election between Trump and Hillary, Hillary like briefly spoke about UFOs, and there was a whole Podesta thing. Like, if anybody wants to trust him, then that's your thing. You trust that guy, yeah.
Check out their emails.
TTSA was massively into like Hillary Podesta. He was in John Podesta was in briefly, very, very. I mean, it must have been a clip for about probably 40 seconds of that clip with Lou, or was it Tom? I don't know. Somebody was interviewing Podesta, but it was like the shortest clip ever. I imagine that conversation went on for a little bit longer.
Well, you know why that'll be, won't you? Because I bet it was all pre-recorded before the election. And so there was a load of footage of John Podesta licking the clip clean off Clinton. And then obviously they can't use it. I've never used those words before in that way.
But yeah, I can see if it ramps up in a political way, and they're going to use alien disclosure. How many people in the US are massively into this?
Not as many as you'd think.
Here's a good question from UFO Arc. Do you guys think mainstream media news channels have let us down with UFO coverage over the year? I think mainstream media channels and mainstream media news channels have let us down with news over the year.
Yeah, they're straight up propaganda arms of your government wherever you live and whatever news you watch. It's exactly what they do. There is no independent journalism except for crazy people like us.
Yeah. And the minute you step out of the box, you are a conspiracy theorist. And it doesn't matter. Like, I think just look, like you say, look what's happened to Rogan again over the past few days.
It's happening to our YouTube channels slowly being demonetized.
Yeah. But like he had, I would actually argue, I think Rogan has had more like not stress, but like more attacks over the past 24 hours with having Robert Kennedy Jr. on than he did with any of the other lads.
He got a lot of heat for Alex Jones.
Yeah, but the Alex Jones was Alex Jones in a different way. But I mean, like, because he didn't get the disinformation card for Alex Jones. That was when he started bringing like Malone and McCullough and those people on. But like Robert Kennedy Jr. has really wound some people up, I think.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. That's for sure.
Do you think you can win the? Do you think you win the primaries?
No.
Do you think Biden will beat him?
I think beat him.
Beat him, yeah. Because I don't understand how, like, I mean, Democrats obviously move in mysterious ways, but I don't understand how any like sane person could back Biden over Kennedy.
That's saying that the people still have a choice.
Yeah.
Is it not
They
cruel
don't.
to let that man run for president again?
Biden?
Yeah,
Let him suffer.
I'm not cruelty because I mean
He deserves it. He deserves it.
but
Have you
the
not
guy-
seen the endless reels of him sniffing children?
Well, yeah, I've seen that.
Have
but
you
the
read
guy-
any of his daughter's diary?
I wouldn't read anybody's diary. I'm dyslexic, but that guy is clearly
Get Lee to read it to you.
really fucking got Alzheimer's.
Yeah, he's broken. That's the joke. You know, he is the most elected man in history. Thank God he carried President Obama. He has more votes than anyone. He is the most popular person to ever run for office.
It makes no sense, does it? It's just, do you know what?
In some counties, he got 150% of the vote.
That's good.
That's amazing.
So that's good.
In multiple places, he got a 100% of the vote. 100%. I don't know if you know anything about statistics. Nobody gets 100%. There's not 100% of anything ever. There's always dissent.
Yeah.
It's because we're human.
That
Yeah.
smells fishy to me.
Well, I think the thing is you have to make up you have to make the leap. What we've been told to make the leap is that like I don't think you have to be like a Trump fan, which is what some people seem to forget. I don't think you have to be a Trump fan to work out that I just don't believe that many people voted for a man that was clearly fucking crazy. You know, and that's it doesn't matter where else you put the votes. Like it could have been a place where the votes were so spread. You know, there's protest votes. I don't believe there was enough people hated Donald Trump to the point that they would make an insane man the most voted for president in the history of the United States.
I don't know about that, man. Trump derangement syndrome is a real thing, you know, and it's amazing how much people did hate him. Like not a lot though. Like the state I live in was, you know, definitely pro, but it was interesting. It was interesting seeing the divides in people, and that's the danger, man. Is, you know, fighting starts when talking stops. And the fighting only stops when talking starts. Like it's communication, it's the ability to sit across the aisle and whoa, look at him.
Don't Stu, don't use super chatters, my lad. Thank you so much, mate. But you know, you're doing
enough. You're doing enough.
Doing enough, mate.
Wait till he gets to 70 hours of video.
I know, yeah.
Just send me £19 because YouTube takes 40% of it. If you want to buy us a beer, my lad.
Yeah, it's crazy. And hopefully one of the spots we'll see in Nashville is the Christmas Day terrorist attack spot.
I mean, it's always been on my bucket list.
Yeah, we're going to be there. I have an inside scoop. You know, we'll get some backstage passes on that. Got to sign some NDAs first, though.
The thing is with the community now, though, for what
there's no community.
Okay, all right, not community. The broken UFO community
Shit show
that it is so we've got the shows that I watch. So I watched. I still watch it. I still watch the Goof show. I watch Truth Seekers. I watch Lou Reviews. Those are kind of my main watches that I do, and it seems they're all kind of singing off the main hymn page, but as with all due respect to each and every one of you, you're not asking the question why. You know, it's just like these people are full of shit. I get that. They sound like they're full of shit, but there's
The problem is they're
there's
doing the
something.
reverse. They're doing the reverse UFO Jesus. Like UFO Jesus will take. I've never spoke to the man. I don't mean this nasty.
I spoke to
the
Jesus.
guy at all.
Not the Jesus, but that Jesus.
That Jesus. I'm sure he's a very nice man. I don't mean this bad towards him at all. But he will take anything that comes through the mainstream media and regurgitate it. And I don't know whether he just wholeheartedly buys into that side of the narrative, or, which I think is probably close to the truth, it's content. So he's doing his job. Comes out, he regurgitates the content, the ad revenue, whatever it comes in. And I do think that's a problem when people start making money doing things. I get it. I mean, and don't get me wrong, we're all in this because we enjoy doing it, and it would be nice to make money from doing things you enjoy. It doesn't matter what you do, whether you play music, you make a YouTube video, or you do TikToks or Instagram. You know, if you're creating content of any type, that's where you want to get to.
I'm already paid to be here. What are you talking about?
I love Dark Journalist. I only hear bits of his stuff now and again, but I think he's really good.
And is that $3.33?
Look at him.
He knows my
the
number.
brand.
He knows the number.
brand.
He must do.
Yeah, just send $33.
Send 33,000. Thank you, mate. Thank you. I like Dark Journalist.
Yeah, I do as well.
So
Colbert Report. I'm a big fan of Colbert Report as well.
I got a confirmation of where we're going to do our paranormal investigation. So that should all still be good. And I feel bad because I just found out we could have rented a much larger, better venue if I would have known it was easily available. The former Brushy Mountain prison where the guy who killed Martin Luther King was kept, and all these other...
I know you've mentioned it before. We could have rented that place out.
Yeah, I got to talking to someone. They're like, "Oh no, you could get it for like X," and I was like, "What?" But I already booked the other one, and that's booked for the night we want. But next time, next time if we're smart, I could get us, like a real prison, we can visit it if you want. It's a former maximum security prison. It's a horrible place. It's like a hell on earth. But like
once again, Ollie wants to know where the shower room was and how aggressive the prisoners were.
Oh, don't worry. We're going to a fun one just because of that. In fact, it would be good because when you do things like that, you want to put out bait objects. That's why we have Ollie. He's a master baiter. But so like next time, it was good, wasn't it? So next time, if we do a little bit of diligence, and this is mostly, I think, my lacking, I can get us 2 all huge hospitals to ourselves. The place we're going to see on Sunday night, and then that other big prison. Like we could have 4 nights in a row of amazing things. So this is really a test run for next time.
In the prison?
Well, no, one would be in a hospital, one would be in another hospital, one would be in a massive prison, the other one would be in the 1850s jail/prison of Scott County. Next time.
What a holiday.
Yeah, right?
What did you do in America? I went to a prison, stayed in the hospital.
You can just imagine we would do that and then have to drive to Florida and just sit in the middle of Disneyland, just trying to level out.
Oh, after a trip like that, all you could see is the occult symbolism in Disneyland. You want to talk about Disney World? Go to the Disney World park and go find Mr. Imagination. Tell me that thing won't haunt your nightmares.
Mr. Imagination and like It's a Small World, Eugenics the ride.
Yeah,
I remember Mr. Imagination. I bought a dragon as a kid from that ride, a purple dragon.
Sure that wasn't your priest?
Yeah, I'm sure it was Mr. Imagination.
Yeah, and every time, like every weekend,
because the dragon was called Figment of your imagination.
So Mr. Imagination, they have a statue of him down there, and it's a sculpture, and it looks like something straight out of a nightmare. Yeah, and then underneath it, I sent you pictures.
Yeah, it was weird. It is weird.
Yeah,
like,
and it's
weird.
it's hidden in this little underdeveloped portion of the park. And it's like, what the hell's going on with this? Although nothing's as bad as that Winnie the Pooh ride, man. That thing is an acid trip gone wrong.
The
Whoa.
Dr. Seuss ride is right up there with the acid trip gone wrong as well, and Universal.
I'm going to Universal in August. So
I love Universal. It's my favorite of the Floridian parks.
never been there.
Harry Potter shit's
But-
great.
No, I look forward to that. No, but as far as like this, you guys coming up, I'm pumped. We got things booked out. How many people do we have meeting us in Nashville?
I don't know, but again, we will be there on Wednesday. No,
Wednesday.
Wednesday day. Yeah, we
Noon.
will be.
What?
12 o'clock.
Well, I mean, we'll be there all afternoon and into the evening.
Yeah.
So that's
Me and Dave will be in bars. Ollie will be outside working the streets for us.
absolutely.
We will be in fur coats.
Do I need ID?
What?
I need iodine.
Does he need what?
He said, "Will he need ID?" I said, "He might need iodine."
Well, yes. Bring you coming to the U.S. Any other country. When you go to a different country, bring some kind of official ID from your country. You can use your passport, but you don't want to carry that around all the time. Just have a ID of some kind. But you look old as hell. You'll be fine. Ain't nobody carding you.
Thanks, Dave.
You're welcome, Ollie. Oh, I could feel the
I'm-
pain on that.
I'm safe because, like, generally people that are going out to hire people, like in the professional capacity, they want someone they can throw around a little bit. Like it's like a bit of a power trip, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm gonna put some hate on someone.
So you said I'm fro?
Yeah, I think so. I could have you right now in front of this fucking YouTube camera if I wanted.
Do it.
Fed him and everything.
No, we'll get demonetized.
Fed him, bathed him, and absolutely.
You did, but did you slate his sexual material, his appetite for sexual material?
This is what take us seriously, Dave.
Good. They should take
We talk about UFOs and government conspiracies. They have a list of reasons why they shouldn't take us seriously. This is not the greatest thing in their Rolodex.
This is where in a matter of a few months we're there with like a piece of paper, like shuffling paper on a desk going, "Welcome to Alien Addict. This is the news."
Well, that's the dream.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. Once we get your programming in, you guys will be very efficient at this. I mean, once you relax.
Oh my! I can have a Mountain Dew. I haven't had a Mountain Dew for years. Can't get Mountain Dew in the UK. Not proper stuff.
That stuff's like fucking dishwater
I know,
fluid.
I know, and it's massively carcinogenic, probably. But yeah, I'll have it.
Mountain Dew is an originator from my state.
Is it really? Are
Oh
you
my
Mountain Dew drinker,
word.
Dave?
I don't have enough felonies to.
Can we visit the natural spring where it comes from? Like Mountain Dew, it must come from some sort of natural spring.
Oh, it comes from somewhere. I think they moved that plant to Detroit, so no, we can't visit. That's how fresh that water is. No, it's gonna be interesting.
So to get slightly back on the track with tonight's what was it? What was the title? Oh yeah, Greer versus Grusch. Forget
You
Greer.
named it.
Yeah, I named it. I don't know why. I should have just put The Night Before Death. That would have been a good title.
Oh no, you got plenty of nights. I mean, you're gonna wish you didn't, but you're gonna have plenty. Don't worry.
What do you think? Do you feel like some of the other channels are missing a trick when it comes to this? Like they're missing the question. So
Yes.
everybody's calling Grusch for being the bullshitter, for not having the evidence. Everybody's saying that, and I will say that for the Greer thing because I don't. He did it before. I don't know how he did it, and he's got these people again to do it. Some of them, I think, maybe believe what they're saying, I do believe that. I think some of them believe exactly what they're saying. But when
That's
it comes to
schizophrenia
Grusch,
for you.
why is nobody asking the question? Why? Why now?
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they are. I would like to think they are. We can't be the only people doing that. They're just not getting their voice out.
I've not heard any others, Dave. Ask.
Well, the most channels, right? Like, so what we do here, right? It's for entertainment and it's for fun, and we like it, and we like talking to each other, and it's just for shits and giggles mostly. And we made friends online, right? Like that's the biggest part.
Yeah.
We are clearly moving. I think what separates. So what you're asking for is what separates us from everyone else, and that's pretty easy. What separates us from everyone else is because we do ask questions like this. Everyone else is problem, reaction, solution, right? Problem, reaction, solution. Someone talks about something, they immediately react to it, and then, you know, the solution was already dictated because they knew what the reaction was because they queued it up with the right problem. They queue up Grusch. They know people. It's very easy to predict what side of things people are gonna come on. They're either gonna fawn over him or they're gonna hate him, right? It's one of these two. And given that you already know that, the solution's already resolved. Very few people are going to ask, this is curious timing. Why is this guy here now? He's had all this time. He's been in civilian life for a while. He didn't just get out. Why now? At this moment? I imagine it's a rare question because, like Lee illustrated beautifully, he went to the security check-in even though the sign pointed in a different direction because everyone else does what they're told.
And why did Greer? And I do believe that Greer spoke to him.
Probably.
I do believe that, but then
probably.
Grusch makes a statement saying never spoke. I refuse to have anything to do with this guy. He may as well have said that.
Maybe their teams are closer aligned than they want us to think. Maybe he wants to distance himself specifically from that team. Maybe, I don't know, man.
Maybe Grusch was on that. He was going to be on that
panel.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe he was. Maybe he was, and maybe
Greer is a straight up grifter.
Maybe the orders got changed.
Lee's he's a straight up grifter. I think Greer's he's in it for money. I think he maybe used to believe in some of this stuff. I think he also found that meditation and focus, maybe you can summon things, right? I think there's a reason he does it in groups and not in solo activities. I have my own theories on that. But it doesn't mean he knows any more of what it is. And the narrative he paints is a very, like I said, 1980s utopian sci-fi ET-esque meeting, right? He's selling that. And he's getting paid. He's getting paid well. And then you got Grusch, who I think is doing exactly what he's told. And I think of the two stories, if you're going to pay attention to anyone, pay attention to Grusch's. Not to believe, but to really think about what he's saying and why he's saying it. And pay attention to those keywords. What did Lou Elizondo say? What are the guys on the TV show at Skinwalker Ranch? What is Travis Taylor saying? They're saying things along the same things. You know. It makes you think it's a bigger ploy.
I think maybe that might be a good thing to do for a show, actually. Is to look at like the last good Lou Elizondo interview and the Grusch interview, like watch them back to back. Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe not on the channel, maybe do it before we do a show. Mm-hmm. And it's
a good Rockfin show.
Yeah, sit there with a pad and work out the bits high up. Work out the bits where they're echoing each other.
Not Ollie.
Not Ollie. Definitely not.
You can have people like voice recording.
Let's just look at this guy. He's got my number.
You say it's a 90-year cover-up.
Just about, yeah.
90 years.
1933 was the first recovery in Europe, in Magenta, Italy. They recovered a partially intact vehicle.
It's long been known that the regime of dictator Benito Mussolini documented numerous UAP during this time. This internal memo from the Italian Secret Services includes crude drawings of the UAPs. It's true, it's real.
Yeah, that actually happened. The Italian government moved it to a secure air base in Italy for the rest of kind of the fascist regime until 1944, 1945. And, you know, the Pope Pius XII back-channeled that.
So the Vatican was involved.
Yeah, and told the Americans what the Italians had, and we ended up scooping it.
So let me be very clear about this. You're saying that the Catholic Church, the Vatican, they know about the existence of non-human intelligence on this planet.
Certainly.
So someone posted a good chat or a good question or comment and said, do you think that Greer makes more money than being an ER doctor? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He makes more money.
100%, yeah.
So an ER doctor in the United States, right, is somewhere between 296,000 and 393,000, depending on area. Like, but it falls in there typically. You can pull it up with the stats. I mean, how much money did he get to make that last documentary?
Fuck knows, but I mean, essentially, the guy's made multiple millions.
Yeah, but it was like $600,000 or $800,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he probably spent 30 to 60 actually making it.
$20, something like that.
Yeah, and so the rest is just in his pocket.
Yeah,
that's one movie.
No disrespect to Blake and Brent, but how much do you think Greer pays Blake and Brent?
What they're worth?
Spankings. I think he pays him in physical attention.
No, I bet you. I don't think Greer would pay. I think I could be wrong. I've never actually asked Blake, but
I would
hazard a guess.
So Stu,
I'd hazard a guess it was nothing.
Yeah,
like
exposure.
Yeah. Stu threw out that it was $600K. So $600K. Let's say he did not spend $600K on that movie. There's no way in hell he spent $600K on that movie. So let's say he spent $100 to be generous, right? That's $500K. He made more in one instance. Plus, he does tours. If you want to go out with him, it's $4,000 for like whatever his meditation listens.
Yeah.
If you want to go for a private, it's $15,000, and he sells these things out in groups of 10, 20. That's $100,000 at least.
You've still got to buy that documentary as well.
Yes.
You know, that's
Yes.
$600K to like crowdfunded, was it? Was that what it was?
I like that. Somebody said the cousins pay him. Maybe.
But
no, I don't think that. Nah, I would hope not.
I hope so.
oh god, I sound like Cambion then.
Maybe that's why he freaked out when he touched his shoulder. Maybe what we don't know about Greer in the UFO community, he's like their BDSM daddy. You know what I mean? He's the master. He's the mister. They all call him sir. He's in charge. Dominates their soul, mind, and beliefs.
Oh, now the guy's getting old. He's gonna want to retire. You know
why?
Greer, maybe. But why? Yeah, he does. It doesn't cost him anything.
It's not physical.
Yeah, he's not challenged in any way, and he works out all the time. I mean, I gotta be honest, he's in great shape.
He is in great shape.
He just walks around with his faces, but he just walks around being pompous. Like,
yeah. But that's most people in this community.
His face looks like he mistook a sponge for a fucking beehive.
Yeah, he's a little rough.
Like getting on the show, you fucking insulting.
He is not coming on this show.
No. I got to be honest. I think we're better for it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think so.
What for not having Greer on?
Yeah.
It took too long. Everyone knows what you're going to do.
It's too long.
Yeah.
I just want like a hotkey there.
Daylight.
Greer.
Daylight and
Greer.
short.
Greer. So just go Greer. Pigeon. Klingon break. Klingon. Fucking
That's my favorite.
Mars. Gosling.
Did anyone hear that apparently the footage that was given to people in Congress was the 1990s alien autopsy?
What?
Not alien autopsy, 1990 alien interview. You know, the one where it kind of dies halfway through.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was supposedly what they gave like Congress in the briefing.
Really?
Yeah. Have you
Wouldn't
heard
that be
that?
amazing if it was true? That was
Yeah.
real.
Mm. Well, your man, who was your guy, the UFO guy with the grey ponytail and the beard?
There's a lot of them with
He-
great
oh, no,
ponytails.
he
and
was
beards.
on-
a lot of UFO guys with ponytails.
You know, he was ex-service guy. He
I know you are gonna know. I do
Yeah.
know you talked about as well.
he was on everything, wasn't he, for a few years?
Yes.
I mean, like he rode that like fucking bareback. That thing was fucking real.
Maybe it was.
What's he now? God, that name's it's gonna kill me. I can't remember you talked about. I know you mean as well.
Yeah. But no, I've just found that yeah, EBE1, yeah, that one. I just found it interesting that was put forward. I don't. Again, I suppose it's more the same thing as like Alien films, like Alien. Now is that when you go back to those 90s like fakes, fake if it was fake, they're often more compelling because they were practical effects.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be wild if that was real. I also watched a breakdown yesterday of the that black and white alien thing that's crouched now. The other thing you sent to me, you said it looks really good. The alien that's kind of like
Oh yeah, the Vegas one.
yes, yeah. Well, I mean, it's been tied to Vegas, but there's no real evidence of that. It's anything
It looks
to do with
good.
Vegas.
It looks good.
Well, I watched it with a special effects guy that was like doing a voiceover of it, and he explained some really interesting things because he was saying that when you mocap something, you start from a
It's the Vegas UFO.
Yeah.
The Vegas alien.
Yeah.
Isn't
He
it?
said when you mocap, so you've obviously seen this as well, Dave. No,
What the?
try and find it. Try and find it. I'll bring it up.
Find that motherfucker.
So there's this video's come out, black and white video of what looks like some sort of creature.
It doesn't look bad to be
That's
fair.
found out. Doesn't this guy thinks it's the best CGI
What was happening?
Vegas UFO? Maybe. I don't know. Vegas alien. Yeah, UFO won't bring it up. Alien. But he was explaining that you would start from. That's it. Yeah. You would start from a position of a human, but as he explains, I think Ollie's going to bring this up now. Big shout out to Something Digital who's got it for us.
I think everybody's repeating this.
Yeah. They've got 5.5 million subscribers.
Okay, we'll give them a shot.
Yeah.
You know, there's a bunch of people in the chat. If everyone hit that thumbs up button, it would really help.
Go ahead, thumbs up.
Hit that thumbs up. That was quick.
Yeah, that was
fucking spot on.
Or you could fucking do it. You know the alien thing that we were supposed to be doing.
Girls. Let's focus.
But he was explaining like you would come from a base of a human being, and then he broke it down and explained exactly why this thing looks weird, why the muscles look weird on it. Oh, he's going to play it now.
And another one, there's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one beside it.
Look at how
Okay, where is this on your property?
doesn't understand how they've done that.
I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually we terrified.
So there's
Because you'll
Este
notice
video
that-
en el que son captados supuestos extraterrestres circula en redes sociales y está generando un intenso debate sobre su veracidad.
Oh, it's Spanish.
We'll just turn the volume down. We don't really need the.
Oh, you're on about the battery life.
Yeah, I'm on about the battery life, but mind you, if we're going to cut it off in 10 minutes, doesn't matter.
Yeah, charger.
But he explained that you can see like muscle movement and stuff on it, and how difficult that is to recreate. And
So
it was
this is the new Patterson Gimlin footage, right? Like the new,
essentially, yeah.
People are gonna be like, it's obviously CGI. Like, no, I can see the muscle. Like, look how good that is.
Yeah. I mean, I find it interesting that this just kind of
looks like there was a weird cut in the middle.
Yeah, but it just kind of like fell out of the sky, for want of better words.
That's interesting because if for a fake, that's great preparation.
Yeah. Ollie's not doing anything.
I like that it has 3 eyes.
Does it?
Yeah, you didn't see that?
Give me another go.
It's got 3 eyes.
Oh, you guys got to have the eyes to see, man, ears to hear.
I thought we've got 9% left to show.
Do you not have a charger?
No, it won't reach from where Ollie's got his
I'll
thing.
make it reach. Yeah. There you go.
That's going to pull it right off. Oh, this is awful.
Oh.
This is why we're not on CNN.
If we lower the brightness, we'll be good.
Yeah, I'll fix it.
There we go.
Fix it right up.
There we go. We good.
Did you get it plugged in?
Yeah. No.
We can't plug in. Also, we've got to set off in like an hour.
Why? Where are you guys going?
Go to London.
Are you taking a bus?
We're taking a bus to London.
Yeah. I hope your bus is there better than the bus is here. Greyhound's no joke, man. It's some dangerous shit.
No, we'll be good, man. But yeah, it won't be too long, and we'll all be together doing this.
We'll be doing something. My suggestion is you just kind of go with it. It'll be better.
Dave, when we go live at yours, are we going to be able to? Are we going to be good with the mics and stuff?
We're gonna be doing it from a phone or a tablet, man.
No, but if we go live where you are now,
I don't know about headsets. I don't have a 3 splitter. I only have 2. Oh yeah, we would be fine. Yeah, no, absolutely, we would be fine. I'm not thinking it through. We would be fine. If it's like, unless we want to host other guests, then that would be a problem.
Headphones?
What? No, man. Don't pack anything extra than you need. You're good. We'll be fine.
Have you got so we can just play it through speakers?
We'll figure it out.
Actually, I've just thought as long as we can hear whatever we're playing, it will be fine. Because if we do a show and there's just 3 of us and we don't have a guest on, we just need to speak in the same night.
I can tell you this: Friday night we're going to be occupied. We're going to be occupied all day Friday,
so
and Saturday, and Sunday.
There's going to be no show Friday. There's going to be no show Sunday.
Correct.
We
might be able to go live Sunday. People might be able to join us live on the Ghost Hunt Sunday evening. That's for real.
Well, that will be something.
Yeah.
Live Ghost Hunt.
Yeah, we stream it for the 12 hours we're there or whatever.
I'm sure Wednesday we'll probably put up a few shorts when we're having a drink. If we meet some random stranger.
This Wednesday, this Wednesday we can go live down there. We can have a little show right there live. We can go live as much as we want. You know, we'll just got to log in, hit it on your phone and go, or we can log in with my phone or my iPad or whatever and just rock it.
I kind of hope Saturday is going to be spent trying to work out how we're going to get Ollie an exorcism.
Oh, I'll take care of it. It's fine. I'm qualified.
He's qualified.
I am.
This is true.
Right. Well, are we going to call this so we can make our journey?
Yes. I think we probably should. I don't mean to cut it kind of short, people, but
yes,
we are going to have to kind of cut it short.
Well, with that short on that, like showers are needed to be had.
Yeah.
We said, we don't have time to have 2 showers, so
take one. Well, before you do, Lee, this is the most important thing. I need you guys to put your hands to each other so we can see. Hold your hands up. Compare size.
We've already done it.
Mine's not that. It's not that small.
Oh my
Like,
God, it's tiny. Look how small that
not.
is. Holy shit, you're like a child.
He's got a centimeter. He's got a centimeter finger on me. That's it.
That was a working man's inch. If everyone's honest.
I have normal hand size. His hands are just like a camel's fucking toe.
So it's not that anything's wrong with you, it's that he's freaking
Yeah,
like
yeah.
every direction.
He's
Good
pretty big.
job. It's not your fault, it's them. That's right. Deny, and make counter
I'm in
accusations.
the living room and hid in the cupboard. When they saw his hands, they thought he was a fucking giant.
No, they thought it was John Podesta.
Run, kids.
To see what my hands are commonly referred to as is man-sized
Shovels.
Man-sized
Shovels.
like grown-up human adult man.
They're not normal.
Of course they're normal. I haven't even got the biggest hands of the people I know.
They're not that big. Look, see, look. If you put your hand out, no, you can't do that.
Now interlace the fingers.
Right, that is a centimeter.
Fuck,
He has a centimeter finger on me.
Have you
Like,
even met?
1 centimeter of
Have you
finger.
I like how this really cuts to you, Ollie. I love it.
I haven't got carny hands.
But have you ever seen it? You know what they are? Like, I use them all the time at work. It's like you can use them for measuring. They've got lots of inches and like millimeters and stuff on them. Because that's the best part of an inch. My fingers are the best. I'm almost a full knuckle bigger. What are you doing?
Look, right, if we both stick a finger up at the camera, yeah,
Where's Lee's other finger?
in my ass.
Yeah, it is. All right, boys.
Guys, I appreciate you all in the chat sticking with us tonight. I appreciate you kind of tuned in for a different kind of show to what it was. It is what it is. We couldn't make it much better because we're dealing with lack of experience when it comes to
Sexual material.
cameras, and I just wasn't prepared for it. So we just run it on an iPad. So it is what it is.
It worked. Cheers. I'm here. This has worked.
Dave, we'll see you tomorrow. Will you see you tomorrow?
Yeah. I hope you guys are somewhat rested, because when you come over, I can take you guys down to HQ, and we'll start the party.
I think we're gonna try and sleep on the bus.
Not the plane.
That'd be probably pretty smart.
Not the plane.
Yeah, that'd be smart.
We're gonna stay awake on the plane. Sleep on the bus tonight.
The best thing to do is to put your valuables in between you, and then you stick your hand in his crotch and he sticks his hand in your crotch. Anyone tries to grab it, it's gonna wake you up.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think happens on UK buses?
I think the thing that happens on UK buses is probably the thing that normally happens on UK streets, bathrooms, parks. Right?
End the show, Ollie.
We'll see you in the US, people. Good night, God bless. Mind the bugs don't bite. I know. I'm sure YouTube will pick that up as real.
Nobody watches all the way to the end.
That algorithm knows a blowjob.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Dr. Stephen Greer. I'm the founder of the Disclosure Project. I'm an emergency doctor, retired now, emergency medicine and trauma. I have been working in this area for about 33 years.
You say it's a 90-year cover-up.
Just about, yeah.
90 years.
1933 was the first recovery in Europe, in Magenta, Italy. They recovered a partially intact vehicle.
About 33 years.
1933 was the first recovery in Europe.
33 years.
It was something that stuck out so well. It's always going to be basically imprisoned in my mind for the rest of my life, and it has been for
About 33 years.
Get it all. Get it. Good job. Finish. There it is. Swallow it down.